Hey guys, good evening. Quick little update video for you guys. I wanted to throw this up on the channel before it was too late. I want to give you guys a quick update about people who have Medicare Advantage plans. Soon are going to be out of coverage here very soon. Very recently we learned that a lot of these carriers, a lot of these providers of these sorts of plans are no longer able to profit. And that's all due to inflation. I'm about to get into that in just a second. This is a disastrous thing because now you're going to have millions of people that are left stranded trying to figure out what to do and how to get any kind of health care. Because a lot of these companies don't want to really lose money on these plans anymore, guys. And this is a big disaster. Medicare oftentimes is not going to come with dental, vision, hearing, all of that kind of stuff. Typically you're getting very basic coverage when it comes to Medicare, and the providers are very limited. You're usually going to end up with a doctor you're stuck with that you don't like very much. And so to give people more options, they started up this program, the Medicare Advantage programs, which is a privatized version of Medicare. So you have particularly the company that I'm thinking about is CVS, and CVS's CFO came out recently and said that we are willing to shrink the number of members at the of these plans because we're not really able to make money off of them. And this is just another theme where the way that this typically works, and again, I had to do a little bit of background research because understanding how insurance and Medicare and how these private companies are making money off of this whole deal, it can get a little bit complex and confusing. So I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. So you have Medicare, which is covered by the government. People receive basically medical care, and those costs are passed on to the government. That way people who are over a certain age can receive these benefits. There are certain people that are younger, but they have certain disabilities and they qualify for Medicare. And there's other certain, circumstances where you can qualify. But for a majority of the time, it's for people who are retired and they are receiving these benefits from the government. Now, as I was kind of getting into a little bit earlier as well, there's not a lot that's really covered under those plans. And when it comes to those benefits like hearing and dental and vision, which you'd think those things are covered, but they're not. So then you have these companies that decided, hey, maybe we can make some money by offering sort of like a Medicare plus those extra benefits, the dental, the hearing, the vision, all that kind of stuff, if people pay sort of like a premium. So you have a company like CVS that's going to enroll people in these plans. And so what will happen is that the government is going to pay what's called a capitation rate. They're going to pay a certain amount of money per person that enrolls in the plan to CVS. And then, of course, the person that enrolled, the enrollee, is also going to pay a small premium to get these benefits, right? And to get this care. So it's kind of like cost sharing between the government and then the person who enrolled in the plan. But when you have inflation, which we've talked about a lot on this channel, you have the costs of providing the care. So you think about the business. The business has to collect money. It's collecting revenue from the government. It's collecting that capitation fee. And in addition to that, it's collecting premiums from the beneficiary, the person who receives all the benefits. Now, if the cost of providing the care is higher than the money that they're receiving to provide the plan, then it's not profitable. And the business has to be profitable in order to run. Because if you think about any business that is not profitable, it eventually will go out of business if it's not profitable for long enough time. The business just can't lose money. It won't exist anymore. So the business has to be ran at a profit. Now, unfortunately though, the medical costs, the cost that it takes to provide this care from this plan is rapidly outpacing the amount of money that they're receiving from the government, from the capitation fees, and the premiums combined. So what happened? CVS came out and said, we have to basically stop focusing on this. If it doesn't make sense for our business to really do this anymore, then we can't do it, right? Now, some of the things they talked about, though, is they said, hey, well, maybe we can just get people to pay us more. Maybe, because the government's not raising the amount that they're providing in the capitation fee. So they said, maybe what we have to do is explore raising the premiums that the enrollees pay. So in other words, it's going to be even more expensive for healthcare for the people who are enrolling in these plans. And the whole reason that they enrolled in the plan is because it's much lower cost than your average health insurance. So these people are enrolling in the plan to save money, but then what do you see happening? Well, the costs are going to be going way up, right? Now, I'm going to probably say this. I'm not going to go too deep down this rabbit hole so much, but I probably in future videos will explain. But one of the main reasons, the government shouldn't be subsidizing the healthcare at all. This is one of the big reasons why healthcare costs so much money is because of government intervention. When you have the government coming in and paying all this money and covering all these fees, the healthcare providers can really charge whatever the hell they want. I mean, who cares? The government's paying for it, so we can jack up the prices and healthcare costs, go way up. Which, if there was no government involvement, and again, I'm not going to get too much into detail about that because that's a whole other video. But the point is that this can't be good for inflation. The biggest hurdle we're trying to get past in the economy right now is getting inflation lower. But if these healthcare, the Medicare Advantage plans are not profitable, so they have to raise the prices on those, the premiums have to go up, then that's going to be going the other way for inflation. We need inflation, we need prices to come down, but this is not a step in the right direction. We've also seen commodity prices, copper, gold, silver, oil, all of these commodity prices have gone up a lot this year. So that's also not good for inflation. But then I believe I talked about this on yesterday's video, but we also have the tariffs that were enacted by President Biden. And that is also going to raise the prices on everything that's imported, specifically from China as well. But a lot of the stuff that we have is imported. So whereas we think that, this is supposed to be sticking it to China, this is supposed to be helping us get ahead in the trade war, it's not, because it's only hurting people that want the stuff that's being imported, which is all the people that are buying all the stuff that's imported, which if you look around the room right now, basically everything in here is imported. So anyways, this is another step in the wrong direction. You have healthcare costs that are looking to go much higher because if CVS wants to provide these Medicare Advantage plans, they have to charge more money because they're not profitable on them right now. They have a business to run. They have to be profitable or else the business will go out of business. They won't operate anymore. So they either have to raise the prices or they have to ditch the plan altogether. They have to ditch those plans altogether, those Medicare Advantage plans altogether. But that would make it worse for people that carry those plans because now they have to go find other providers. They probably have to wait a lot longer. So the quality of the product goes way down either way. So anyway, this is just another sign of showing you guys that, things are not really getting much better. Costs are still going higher. They're set to rise even more. This is why I'm so bullish on different things that we can invest into that are also going to go up in price. Health, insurance and healthcare and stuff like that, that's one thing, but I think there's a lot of opportunities in the market right now. This is why I'm buying up a lot of stuff like gold and silver right now. I am buying into some energy stocks, but I think there's a lot of really good stocks that are super underpriced right now, where we'll be able to take advantage of rising prices, right? Because the prices are going to be going up no matter what. There's not really anything you or I can do about that. As individuals, there's not really a lot that we can do. But what we can do, what is in our control, is taking advantage of the situation and turning it into a positive and using it as a tool to get wealthier and to outpace the amount of inflation that we're experiencing and are going to experience in the future, right? I'm going to continue making videos, for you guys to show you some of the statistics, some of the facts that we see happening right now. But all this stuff is super important to take in. I hope you guys, take notes or, are studying this stuff on the side. But there's lots of opportunities right now that I think are very, very bullish given all of these conditions that we have right now in the markets. So I understand though that some of you guys who are new, some of you guys who don't have a lot of experience or prior knowledge when it comes to trading or investing into stocks, that's where you might want to consider joining into my online investing club. I'm actually in my home office where I run that investment club right here. But obviously, for those of you guys that are just joining in and wanting to learn more about this, that's a great place to start, where you guys get access to my full-length course. It teaches you all the basics and fundamentals. You get my live classes, my live coaching calls, my chat rooms that are private. They're 24/7, 365 days a year. And you get a bunch of access to a bunch of other stuff too that I throw into the online investing club. So if you want more details on that stuff, the link is down below in the description. And anyways, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments about these Medicare Advantage plans and what's going to happen to all the enrollees when either the costs go way up or they ditch the plans altogether, and what's going to happen to all these people who are trying to get care but can't because either there's no one to provide the care or the costs are just simply too high. So let me know your comments down below. I want to see your thoughts. I really, really enjoyed your guys' comments on the videos that I put out so far. So I'm going to keep them coming. And I want to see your guys' thoughts on all this. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.